Namaskar friends, welcome to the last lecture of our course on processing of polymer and polymer composites. If I start with the review of the course, I think the last session will go only in the review process only, but I will try to address an important issue related to the polymer matrix composites today. Just as is customary, as we have been doing in our course, I have been revising, reiterating or maybe kind of reviewing what we have been covering in the previous sessions. And today I will just have a brief review of the whole course that we have undergone or that we have discussed. Today there is a lot of information available all across the various sources of information. There are so many sources of information these days. When we were students, the only source of information was the books as well as the teacher. These days, number of other sources have been added in this information database. You can get information from the internet. You can get information from the various CDs available. You can get information while discussing on the topic among the peer group. So there are various sources of information these days that are available. You can attend some seminars, you can attend some conferences, you can attend some workshops and get the information. The major source of information today is the web. We can log into internet, we can just scan through the internet, we can look at the various websites and we will get lot of information. Similarly, we have also tried in this course to get as much information as possible which is freely available and tried to club this into one single source of information which is helpful to the students community as well as the learners at large. If you see in our course, we have seen the processing of polymers and so many different processes we have covered for polymers, starting from the most simplistic extrusion, injection molding, compression molding, casting, transfer molding, rotational molding, blow molding, and in each and every process we have taken help of the internet. We have taken various videos which are available on YouTube and tried to use them in order to explain the process. Similarly, in case of polymer matrix composites also, we have tried to understand the processes like the hand layup process, the spray layup process, compression molding, injection molding, then resin transfer molding, filament winding, pultrusion with the help of various videos that are available on internet. So we have made use of internet in a big way and we have tried to understand what is the information available and that information we have combined together in this course. Whatever we have covered in this course is not the only information that is available on internet. You can, if you are interested, you really want to understand the subject, you can very easily see various other videos, various other schematics, various other diagrams, various other figures, various other explanations that are available on internet. And I can assure you that you will get benefited, your knowledge base will increase and you can even think of becoming an expert in this area of processing of polymers and polymer based composites. Why? Because so much of information is available on the internet. Today also, why I am emphasizing the use of internet, because today in our last session we are again going to see certain web based tools which are freely available, which researchers or the research community has made freely available for people who are interested in the field of composite materials. So the title of today's course is the web based tools for polymer matrix composites, and these tools are available and can be used by anybody. What is the use of these tools? Today we are going to see only two tools which are available on a website, which is an important website for composite materials, that is www.netcomposites.com. There are number of other such websites, but these two tools I could relate that are important for any composite engineer or any engineer who has information or basic information of composite materials, and these two tools will help a practitioner to take informed decisions. He can take a decision that whether this particular process or that particular material that he is going to develop is going to affect the environment or it is not going to affect the environment. If it is going to affect the environment, what is the rating of that particular effect or impact? So this is not a very exhaustive tool, but is a very good tool for the understanding point of view. Even our learners can think of developing such type of tools where they can have an analysis of the environmental impact of the composite material. Then the second tool that we are just going to have an overview is the calculation of the properties of the composite material. As all of us know that polymer matrix composite materials usually have two major constituents, that is the reinforcement and the matrix. Now reinforcement usually in terms of fibers, they can be continuous fibers or short fibers, and the matrix can be a polymeric matrix which can be thermoset or a thermoplastic. So based on the input properties of these two constituents, the properties of the composite can be very easily calculated with the freely available web based tools that can easily be downloaded on your systems and can be used for free of cost. So today we will see two tools which have been developed by the netcomposites.com and launched on the website and can be launched on your system if you have an internet connection, and you can try to understand these tools and use them for your specific application. So let us now quickly understand the importance of these tools. First of all, we acknowledge this source, that is the tools are available at netcomposites.com, a very good information or information database for composite engineers. I regularly visit this website and look at the various announcements, the various developments in the field of composite materials. So the website is, you can see, www.netcomposites.com. Now the background of developing this tool is that products made from composite materials can offer significant environmental benefits because of their characteristically low weight, good mechanical properties and excellent resistance to corrosion. So we have already seen the advantages of composite materials, but one important thing that is emphasized here is the environmental benefits. Now why environmental benefits? Because of low weight. Because if we are using a composite material for aircraft or automobile application, low weight will definitely improve the fuel efficiency of the aircraft as well as the automobile, and therefore the environmental impact will be less, because less fuel is burnt, less emissions, and the environmental sustainability can be ensured or environment friendliness can be ensured. So therefore the composite materials definitely have an environmental impact, as well as we can say with confidence a positive environmental impact, because they reduce the weight of the automobile or the aircraft in which they are being used. However, the in-service environmental benefits of composites are known. There is far less understanding of the environmental and social implications associated with the manufacture of composite materials and products. Now from the application point of view, we have seen that if we are using a composite part in an aircraft, the weight of the aircraft will reduce and will lead to significant savings in fuel. Similarly, 5 or 7 or 10 parts are used in an automobile or a car, weight will be reduced and the fuel efficiency will improve. That is from application point of view, but we need to understand that when we are processing a polymer matrix composite material, what is the environmental impact? Many times the environmental impact may be much more severe than the savings that we are getting from the application point of view. So this tool which has been developed and which is available on netcomposites.com is helping us to take our informed decision. It is giving a rating to the process that what is the environmental impact, whether the process is environment friendly or it is going to have an adverse effect on the environment. So that is what we are going to see today. So the guide which is available at Net Composites is created to enable the composite sector to understand the environmental and social impacts associated with the composites processing and assist with the decisions made about material and process choice. Now suppose you want to make a particular size of a product, a particular shape of a product, what you can input? You can input the material, what is going to be the reinforcement, what is going to be the matrix, for example glass fiber as the reinforcement and epoxy as the matrix material. You can use hand layup process to make that composite part. So in hand layup, whether you are cleaning your mold with water or you are cleaning your mold with acetone, whether you are using gloves for the process or not, if the gloves are used, what is the material of the glove. So that goes into the micro detailing of the complete process, and based on the input that you give to the system or the software or the tool, it will make a prediction that what is the environmental impact of this process, and then you can take a decision. If the impact is adverse, you can change your process in such a way that the environmental impact improves or there is no adverse environmental impact of the process. So we can fine tune, tweak our process, make certain decisions during our process that it does not have an adverse impact on our environment. So we will try to understand this with the help of an example. Now there is a scale that is from A to E. So the materials and processes modeled are rated from A through to E. So A means if a rating is given A, it means good. If the rating is E, that means poor. So the materials and processes are rated from A to E. 12 different environmental impacts are individually scored and totaled to give an overall environmental impact summary rating. So finally, for the process that we are using for making a composite part, we will get a rating, and that rating can be A, it can be E. A means that our product has been made using an environment friendly process. A rating of E means that the product has been manufactured by a process which is detrimental to the environment. And if it is detrimental, we can go back and we can choose the components, constituents, process parameters accordingly so that the environment friendly process can be developed. So the two social impact ratings are also given in the summary or the output. Here we can see this is the green guide environmental rating scale. So this is the minimum, no environmental impact, and this is the high environmental impact. So the gray color is A rating and dark black color is E rating. So these are the scores. So gray is this side. So minimum environmental impact or no environmental impact, and this is maximum black color, that is the E rating, that is the high environmental impact. Now how you can use this tool? The green guide tool works by using a dynamic questions process which calculates a final green guide rating based upon the answers provided. Now we have to input, as in our last session we have seen that we have also at IIT Roorkee developed a tool which can give the prediction of the forces and the damage in case of drilling of polymer matrix composites. So similarly in this tool also we have to input a material, the process, the details related to the process, and then the software will help us to see whether our process is environment friendly or it is detrimental to the environment. This is the link given that how you can launch this tool. We have to first visit the website, that is www.netcomposites.com. Then guides and tools is one link. From there we have to go to tools, then we have to go to green guide, read more, and then we have to launch tool, and after launch tool we can use the tool. There is lot of information available, and then we can very easily use this tool by clicking on the various links. Now this is going to be our first step. While we use this tool, we have to select the component. Now 3 components are pre-entered into the system. So we have to choose among these 3 components. One is a double curvature panel of 1 meter square surface area, sandwich panel 8 meter into 1 meter, and small complex panel. This is geometry for the complex panel. So first we have to select, we have to mark the bubble or click on a bubble and select the shape that we want to analyze. Then in next we have to, suppose we have selected the double curvature panel 1 meter square surface area. So the shape of the product is already selected. Then we have to select the process, the resin and the fiber. The resin can be the matrix or the polymer, and we have to select the fiber. Now we have to see what are the processes that can be selected. Here we can see all the processes. By now I think you know the process can be hand layup process, spray layup process, resin transfer molding, resin infusion, autoclave molding, compression molding, vacuum bag molding. All these process details all of you know by now. So we have to select that this double curvature panel of 1 meter square can be made by what process or which process. Then we have to select the resin. Three choices are there: polyester, low styrene polyester, and epoxy resin. Then the fiber we can select whether it is woven glass or non-woven hemp or woven carbon or glass rovings. Then we have to see pre-impregnated, whether if it is a pre-pack, then we have to select. Suppose we are using a pre-pack which is of glass epoxy, then we can click here that in our case the raw material is a pre-pack which has glass and epoxy. Glass as the reinforcement and epoxy as the matrix, or we can have carbon and epoxy as the pre-pack material also. So there you can see there are lot of choices which are available with the user, and we can select these choices as a input to our system or input to the tool. So here process, resin and fiber we can select. So we have seen here that we can see here that hand layup process is selected. The bubble has been highlighted. We have selected epoxy resin and we have selected woven glass fiber. Pre-impregnated, we are telling that it is a hand layer process. We are not using the pre-pregs. So pre-impregnated fibers are not used. So directly most simplest case we have taken that the glass fiber epoxy composite laminate is being made using the hand layup process. Then we go to next stage. There are so many questions here. In the questions we have, is a release agent used? Now all of you must be remembering or you may be knowing that in case of hand layer process or in any closed mold manufacturing process, or whether it is open mold or closed mold, we have to spray a release gel or apply a release agent so that the composite or the laminate do not stick to the mold. So there are general questions like, is a release agent used? Is a gel coat used? How is the gel coat applied? Gel coat applied by brush, gel coat applied by roller, gel coat applied or it is sprayed, gel coat applied, sprayed, controlled manner or uncontrolled manner. How are the fibers cut? They are cut by hand, they are cut by machine. How is the resin mixed? Open mixing, closed mixing. So you can see there are so many questions related to the process that affect the environment. Why these questions are important? These questions are important because they affect the environment. We have to answer these questions, then only our tool will be able to assess our process based on the environmental impact. So we have to answer all these questions. So what we have done till now, we have selected a process that is hand layup. We have selected the fiber, that is woven glass fiber. We have selected the resin or the matrix, that is epoxy in our case. We are not using any prepregs. General questions related to the process also we have added, such as the fibers were cut by hand or by machine, or how the resin was mixed, whether the gel coat was applied or not applied. So all these questions we have answered. Now the tool has got plenty of information to make a decision that what is the impact of our process on the environment, and this is the result. We can see green guide rating. This type of rating will be generated, and here we can see B, A, D, D, B. So our rating will vary from A to E. A means good, E means poor. So A, in this case we get ozone. So our process maybe is not having any effect on the ozone layer depletion, so we get a good rating on this. There can be other process in which there can be effect on the ozone layer, and therefore we will get a poor rating for that. Similarly, this waste disposal point of view, you can see our process is getting D-rated. Our process as well as our material is getting D-rated. Why this is getting D-rated? Because we are using glass fiber which is non-degradable, we are using epoxy which is non-degradable. So therefore from materials point of view our process get a D rating. So we can see that even the percentage is also given. Woven glass cut by hand, 28% effect on the social. This is kind of social impact also, because the glass fibers are carcinogenic in nature, glass fibers are hazardous, they are abrasive in nature. So we will get different types of rating ranging from A to E, and this will help us to take an informed decision that whether our process is environment friendly or it is detrimental to the environment. So because of the paucity of time we may not be able to see each one of these. I urge all of you to visit the website and launch the tool and see that what are the possible decisions that can be made based on this green guide that is available on NetComposites. Then in the same website there is a composite density calculator. So this tool converts the volume fractions to weight fractions and vice versa, and calculates the overall density of the composites. Here also we have to input the information in form of the fiber, the resin, and finally the system will calculate the density of the composite developed based on the fiber and the resin. Let us see very quickly. Again we have to go to the website guides and tools. In tools we have to go to the calculators, and then we have to go for the volume weight fraction calculator. Then we can use the calculator. When we use the calculator we will get this type of a display in which the reinforcement and the density is preloaded. Now for E-glass the density is given, carbon the density is given, aramid the density is given. Similarly for matrix also, epoxy, polyester, polyamide, polypropylene, polyether ether ketone, the density values or the range of density values are given. So you can see here volume weight fraction, this is the information that is already available, and once we select that this is going to be our reinforcement, suppose we take carbon as our reinforcement and epoxy as our matrix, so we have to give the values accordingly. The density of the carbon we have to input, the density of the polyester or the epoxy, whatever we select we have to input, and then this tool will calculate the density of the composite. One more information we have to provide, that how much fibers are present in our composite and how much matrix is present in our composite. So we can specify the volume fraction or we can specify the weight fraction. So once we specify these three input properties, that is we input the density of the fiber, we input the density of the matrix, and we input the volume or the weight fraction of the matrix or the reinforcement, the system will do the calculation and will give us that composite density or the density of the composite. Let us try to see an example. We have to input the density, fiber density, information or data is already given on the very front page or first page of the calculator. We have to give the resin density in gram per centimeter cube, then volume or weight fraction we have to give. Once we specify this, we will get the results in terms of, suppose we have given the volume fraction, we will get the resin weight fraction, we will get the fiber weight fraction, we will get the composite density as well. Now this is one example. You can see the fiber density selected is 2.35 gram per centimeter cube. The resin density selected is 1.3 gram per centimeter cube. The fiber weight fraction is 30% and the results are the composite density is 1.50. The fiber volume fraction is given, resin volume fraction is given, fiber weight fraction is given, resin weight fraction. Fiber weight fraction already 30% we have given as input, so the resin weight fraction automatically comes out to be 70%. Fiber density and resin density already we have selected. So based on these type of tools we can very easily do calculations regarding the composite density, and here we can see these are the inputs. So the input is the fiber density, the matrix or the resin density, and the volume or the weight fraction of the fiber or the matrix, and output is the composite density. So number of such calculators, tools are available freely on the web or the internet. It is for us to look up for such type of information, such related important and we can say useful tools which can help us in order to improve our understanding of the concept of polymers as well as polymer composites. Also such tools are helpful to us in application point of view in various applications where we want to use a composite material. As all of us are from the academic background, such tools are also helpful for the academic students or for the academicians, where they can use such tools for completing their thesis work, project work, dissertation work. So with this we come to the end of our course on processing of polymers and polymer composites. I hope that you may have enjoyed the course. In case you have any query, any doubt, you can write to me. We would be more than happy to answer your queries to the best of our abilities. And I believe that with little information that we have covered, because in composites lot of other information is available. This is a very big research area, very big we can say umbrella under which different types of topics can be covered, but we have tried to focus our attention on the manufacturing aspects, on the processing aspects of polymers and polymer composites. And why it is important? Because Government of India has initiated a Make in India campaign, and with foreign companies, multinational companies visiting India, setting up their manufacturing facilities in India may lead to the use of composite materials for various products. And once we have basic understanding of the processing techniques and tools for composite materials, even our employment prospects improve. So I wish all the learners, all the students who have registered for this course a very bright future, and I wish best of luck to all of you. Thank you.